All you gotta do is just speak. One word is enough, and I'm no longer so rough. I forget what I was trying to say. I no longer do what I was gonna do, but you're no good for me. That's why me know what set me a figure flee. Me have to take away me say. Me have to take away me say. Me have to hide like a thief in the night. Me have to get out the side. Me have to take away myself. Have to take away myself. I have to utilize I wings. Show the eye clean where I is. I said, yeah. I find you very hard to resist, but this relationship I'm gonna desist. But how can I face you when all I wanna do is just taste you? I know you think I play me, I play you, but soon you're gonna see the light of day. Just relax, don't move an inch. I'll be gone in a pinch. May I feel take away myself. May I feel take away myself. May I feel hide like a thief in the night. May I forget out the side. May I feel take away myself. Take away myself. I have to utilize I will. Show the eye a clean berries. I say, yeah. Been there, done that, don't need it again, yeah. I'm not a master guess who won't play your game, yeah. To all you move, you off me way to the core. Sayonara, the hot girl gone through the door. Take away ourselves. Ah, yeah, 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 yeah. Stand up on body, yeah, let me take me ourselves. Yeah, take me ourselves.
Greetings, greetings, kings and queens. Welcome to another Real Stuff podcast. This is yours truly, Franco, along with
Yes, good morning all. Good morning, Franco. Good morning, listeners, viewers, everywhere you are.
yes, good morning, good morning. Today we have a very special guest. Her name is Miss Jamellia Imani Blythe. Blythe? Yeah.
Blight.
And she will be here this morning to talk to us about homeschooling. Yeah, that's her specialty. She's an educator as well, and once a teacher at Charlie Smith High School. I can imagine Charlie Smith. But forget about that. Today is another day, and we know students in the U.S. and some part of the world are back to school. So the U.S. and England so far, Norway, a lot of countries have opened schools. So it's going to be challenging because the scientists are saying, be prepared. Be prepared. The virus is not gone yet. So if you have children going to school, I know how you feel right now. I'm not going to tell you to worry, but I just know how you feel. So Flavius, what's happening in your neck of the woods?
My neck of the woods, I'm seeing a every cloud cover. So it looks like we're going to be having rain all week this week. It's not, falling a lot, but other parts of Jamaica have been seeing some really heavy showers all over Jamaica.
And that is needed badly.
Oh, yeah. And I was telling you yesterday that we had water. What they were saying when I listened to the news again last night is that one of the dams is about half But the other one now, the one that's treated by Constant Spring coming down, that is 98%.
Mm-hmm.
So they are fine.
Okay.
So the other one to pull up also.
Mm.
And everybody will be all right.
Yes, I can imagine.
Mm,
I can
yeah.
imagine, man.
Because they were employing, lockoffs and different types of technique to keep the thing down.
Mm-hmm.
But water is coming. We are getting water. We are getting a lot of water now,
Okay.
and that should also mean that you see more of the things you want in the market, the fruits and vegetables,
Mm-hmm.
and the prices should be going down also.
Mm-hmm.
So we had a long dry spell, and when you go to the market, you're not seeing much fruit and vegetables at all.
Mm-hmm.
So those should be coming back now, with some regularity.
Okay, that's good.
And that is what we need, yeah, that is what we need. As I said about fruit and vegetables you eat, the better you are.
Yeah, we have to
The stronger you get.
build the immune
Yeah.
system.
Oh, yeah.
That's what we have to do. Build our immune system and make sure
Mm,
that we do a little exercise as well. If you can't
yeah.
jog or run, at least you can
Mm,
walk. That will be good.
yeah.
Walking is a very good exercise.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. My doctor always tell me that's a very excellent exercise, yes.
Well, I'm gonna give you some songs this morning. I'm really thinking about some stuff today, so I think
Okay.
it's only fitting, to express it in music. And one of the best way I can do it is with songs, music of
Yeah.
inspiration, whichever way you want to put it. So the man to kick me off this morning, or kick off our show this morning, is Mr. Wayne Allman. It's all right.
Okay. It's all right. Oh, yes.
Oh yes.
Okay.
It's only fitting that way.
It's alright. It's alright. It's okay. Just hang on a little bit longer, 'cause tomorrow is another day. It's alright. It's okay. Just stand firm in the face of adversity and watch them fade away, away, away. Life of a wave to carry you down when the money in the bank gets shorter and the bills are coming and you're caught in between the devil and the deep blue water. I know say that when you come home my yard and the picnic them I look them sober. So you do what you can, 'cause a man is just a man and you not make the picnic them sober. And you pray to the Father when this tribulation I go in, but remember Jonah in the belly of the whale and Daniel in the lion's den. It's alright, it's okay. Just hang on a little bit longer, 'cause tomorrow is another day. It's alright, it's okay. Just stand firm in the face of adversity and watch them fade away, away, away. I say time of a way to test your faith, so you got to have enough endurance. One day at a time, just keep on trying, cause time carry no insurance. No matter how the situation hard, things can only get better. Just have some faith, everything will go great, cause nothing ever lasts forever. And you pray to the Father when this tribulation I go end, but remember Jonah in the belly of the whale and Daniel in the lion's den. It's alright, it's okay. Just hang on a little bit longer, cause tomorrow is another day. It's alright, it's okay. Just stand firm in the face of adversity and watch them fade away, 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 away. It's alright, it's okay. Just hang on a little bit longer, cause tomorrow is another day. It's alright.
Yes, it's alright. It's okay. The man, Mr. Wayne Arman. My voice a crack up this morning. I need to go get some tea. So Flavius. Flavius.
Yeah, I'm here.
Okay, I couldn't hear you. So, someone said to me yesterday, I see you have another host with you. I said, oh yes, it's our.
Sure, I have another.
We have another host with us. So I was telling them.
Okay,
yes,
who is that?
Yes, Arthur.
Oh. Yes. Yeah. Oh, yeah.
So I tell him, say, yes, from time to time he's going to slip in and slip out,
Oh, yes. Oh, yeah.
So we have Arthur. So he say, okay, at least, at least you guys are doing something going into the second century. I said, oh, yeah, the batsman, I'm going to forget good that time, The batting average, things have improved,
Yeah.
So I'm glad somebody saw that and outlined it. So yeah, Arthur is our new addition. And Flavius and him just become good friends.
Yes.
From what I can see. So, what you have this morning for Did You Know?
Okay, this morning we're gonna continue just giving you an understanding of where this whole communication thing started. Yesterday we gave an introduction of the telegram started of them laying wires, laying cable from the US and the nearest point across, and taking it through the Caribbean to Cuba, from Havana to Santiago de Cuba, and then they started on another side in Guyana, from Guyana to Trinidad.
Okay.
And then they go around all the different islands laying the cable. So that is the foundation that was laid in 1870 for fiber optics that we have now.
Okay.
So that was the foundation at that time, laying the cable that they had at that time, so we could have a direct link communication. Because we had two kind of communication. Well, we had the letter thing that had to go by boat. That was, and then we had the broadcast. Yeah, and I'm gonna take a look and see when did the broadcast actually come to the Caribbean. And the broadcast was mostly in those days from shortwave. And then they had something named radio fusion.
Okay.
Radio fusion, you actually had a box, a wired box coming to your house to get radio fusion. But we're going to look more deeply into it. But right now we're just looking at the foundation. And the foundation is actually laying all those cables under the sea.
Okay.
From country to country. And I can tell you that was a massive, massive endeavor. And I can't even think of the cost, you know, of them doing that.
Okay.
But to have the foresight, to say, well, we need to do this so we can send telegram that reaches very quickly compared to letters or whatever. And now we are seeing how instant messaging and email and WhatsApp, all these things working so nicely.
Yeah.
But the foundation started with these cables.
That's true.
So I want to ask Arthur to give us a little more insight into what went on in those times.
All right, then. Let Arthur get ready.
This is your very own sports, music, and lifestyle podcast with Flavius and Franco. Welcome.
The cables unite Havana at one end of Cuba with Santiago, and Santiago with Jamaica, whence they extend on the one hand to Colon, and on the other to Demerara, linking up Puerto Rico, St. Thomas, St. Kitts, Antigua, Guadeloupe, Dominica, Martinique, St. Lucia, St. Vincent, Barbados, Grenada, and Trinidad. Starting from Havana, which was previously in connection with Florida, the line passes across the island of Cuba to Batabano, where the submarine system commences. From this point, for about 100 miles, the cable is laid along a tortuous course in very shallow water, passing between rocky islets and coral reefs, and the coast being imperfectly surveyed previously, it was necessary to make a most careful study of the bottom, and to sound over the whole of the route to find a soft and safe bed for the cable. The type of cable used on this section being of the heavy class, a great deal of manual labor was needed, and it was also required to employ a number of small vessels of light draft. After passing Cienfuegos, the line was laid in deep water along the Cuban coast to Santiago, and the cable was landed amid much rejoicing. The next section laid was to Jamaica, landing it at Plantation Garden River, a work of great difficulty. The west length commenced was that between Jamaica and Colon, where there is a land telegraph across the Isthmus of Panama. The line is one of great importance, and as the traffic and mails from the whole of the western coasts and South America, and the central states, comprising Peru, Chile, Colombia, Venezuela, Costa Rica, and concentrates at Panama. Shortly after the expedition started from Colon northward, yellow fever broke out on board the Dacia, 3 of the cable men were buried at sea, and many others were on the sick list. The weather became bad, preventing observations, when about 300 miles from Colon, a fault was discovered a short distance from the ship, and in endeavoring to pick it up an accident happened, and the end of the cable was lost. Rough weather followed, and interfered with grappling observations. Upon the return of the Dacia to Kingston, a number of the cable staff died from yellow fever, and many others had to be invalided home, and as it was in a bad season of the year for grappling work, it was decided to go on with eastern sections, and then return to the Colon line. The next length completed was between the islands of St. Thomas and Puerto Rico, and in succession the rest of the lengths were laid down to Demerara, where owing to the shallowness of the approach and the liability to ships anchoring over the route, the unusual length of 35 miles of the heavy shore-end cable was submerged, partly from schooners, as the steamer's draft was too great to allow her to approach within 10 miles of landing place. The cable which had been lost between Colon and Jamaica was picked up by Sir Charles Bright on December 11, 1872, from a depth of 1,400 fathoms, in latitude 13.58, longitude 7.82. It was then joined up to Jamaica, and the whole of the lines are now in working order. I am Arthur Kaiser, reporting today's Did You Know? Brought to you courtesy of Slowly Jamaica, uniquely Caribbean.
Yes, indeed. Thank you very much, Arthur. Thank you very much. So Flavius.
Wonderful. Wonderful.
As you and I was talking off the year, and we were talking about pictures. You said the picture qualities weren't good back then because camera wasn't as wonderful as the ones we are using now.
Yes. But we can still try and get some, but I would imagine that at that time, I mean, they're running the cable. I mean, there's not much to see as far as pictures were concerned.
No. What came to my mind a while ago? There was we have a guy we have a gentleman who's a pictorial author in Jamaica,
Okay.
and he did a pictorial about Jamaica, but it was a lot of aerial shots as well.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
You know that book was given to me. I think that book was given to me years ago by a good friend of mine.
Yeah. His name is Ray Chen.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
It just now that I'm reading, we're listening to Arthur reading about the cable. It just came to my mind. This is something that
And I know about the work he did, man. He did a lot of work, man. I know about the work he did.
yeah. I was saying this is something that we could do a pic.
Oh yeah.
Bring him on the show. So
If he's around, I'm not. He's around.
either around in
But
terms of in Jamaica or out of Jamaica, or if he's alive.
if he's alive, I'm not sure.
We're going to check it out. We can do our research. So
Yeah.
we can do our research.
Even so, there must be somebody who works with him or something like that who we can, I actually knew some people who knew him well.
Yeah.
I was trying to think who it was. Yeah, man. I think I even met him one time.
Mm-hmm. Well, I have something for you. I got something for you.
Hold on, before you say that, I knew a lot of people into photography, but the problem is when the digital thing came in, they all left the industry.
Yeah.
I knew the company in Arpentry, man. In fact, we did some work with them, me and Teddy.
Mm-hmm.
Can't remember them name. Teddy might remember them name. But they closed down. It was a family business, family of photographers.
Yeah.
And they were fantastic. But I don't think they're around, at least in photography anymore.
Mm-hmm.
They'd be lovely to speak to.
Oh.
But we probably can invite Anya, and Anya is big into photography also,
Oh, really? Well, no problem.
Yeah, man.
No problem with that.
And I will know about him and about the book.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
Yeah,
because
I'll ask her. I'll invite her.
yeah, because I think one of the reason he was doing the book is to show not only the how beautiful Jamaica is, but as well as how the outline, the shape of Jamaica hasn't changed much.
No.
It's still there. And
and
the development on the roads around Jamaica.
Yeah, but you have the similar thing with the other islands, because the entire Caribbean is sheer beauty, just beauty.
Mm-hmm.
The entire Caribbean, and you have a lot of photographs about the Caribbean. We probably try and get some, so we can probably get or buy or whatever that we can set up a thing for ourselves.
Mm-hmm. That sounds good.
Yeah, so I'm going to look into that.
More power to that.
Yeah.
More power to
In fact,
that.
I can call my friend today, my historian friend in Barbados.
Mm-hmm.
So he will have a lot of photographs too from 1800s too. From in his book, he has a lot of stuff.
Okay.
In his books, we can get some from him.
Well,
I will speak with him.
Yeah, man, we're gonna check that out. I'll give you some more music, so all my listeners, in case you're just joining us, welcome to the Real Stuff Podcast. This is Flavius and Franco. Flavius is in Jamaica, and Franco is in Miami. And Flavius is in the parish that I love too, St. Mary.
Yep, Enfield St. Mary. The greenest place is green all year round. Wonderful.
You know what?
Fresh air, rivers. Oh, yes.
You know what came to my mind this morning, and I'm going to ask you again.
What is that?
Apple, how is the apple tree coming along?
I don't see any on it yet, but this is the time of year it's usually coming on, coming on to Christmas, yes.
Okay.
So pretty soon we're going to start with the blossoms.
So hold on. So when I was there last year, basically I was fortunate to get some apple at that time.
No, the apple tree bears a number of times for the year.
Oh, okay.
It's just a one time. It bears in the summer, and it also bears coming on to Christmas. And I think it bears another time too. It bears another different times.
Okay, I thought it was doing something special for me.
Could be. You know?
Anyway, I'm going to play some music from very talented, wonderful, beautiful, what you call her, the legend, Miss Pam Hall, Flavius' favorite singer.
Oh yes, definitely.
All right.
No doubt about that.
Want You Forever, Pam Hall.
Oh yes.
I wish that you were the man in my life. I would like to take you to my home to be with me forever. I really love you, baby. Really love you, baby. Want you forever. Really love you, baby. Really want you, baby. I wish that you were the man in my life. I would like to take you to my home to be with me forever. I really love you, baby. Really love you, baby. Want you forever. Really love you, baby. Really want you, baby. Love I will give you is so powerful, so special. Under your skin it will flow through your veins. My love's insane. This love I give, I just can't stop. I just can't stop. It's in your face, even when you turn your back. And just like a magnifying glass, the heat that I transmit will melt your heart. Oh, I wish that you were the man in my life. I would like to take you to my home to be with me forever. Really love you, baby. Really love you, want you forever and ever. Really want you, baby. Really want you, baby. Whoa, whoa. Ooh, forever and ever. Yeah, yeah. I know you're wondering why my love is so strong. It's 'cause I see something in you pushing me on. The day you try to chase my love away is when you know my love was meant to stay. 'Cause this love I give, I just can't stop. It's in your face, oh yeah. When you turn your back, I wish that you
your face, even when you turn your back. Hey, and just like a magnifying glass. Hey, the heat that I transmit will melt your heart. Hey, I wish that you were the man in my life. I would like to take you home.
Want You Forever, the music of Miss Pam Hall. And reaching out to everyone this morning, whether you're in love or you're not in love, whatever. Love is the greatest thing. It's the universal thing, and it beats everything. Getting ready to introduce to you our very special guest this morning, Miss Jamellia Imani Blythe. And Arthur, are you ready to introduce her this morning? All right, Arthur, go ahead. Go ahead, Arthur. It's all yours.
Jamellia Imani Blythe, founder and managing director of High Flyer Educational Services, a Jamaican alternative education organization. She has taught at the Charlie Smith High School and the Heart Trust NTA, where she served as an entrepreneurship and communication instructor. Miss Blythe is known for her selfless advocacy work within the homeschool community, where she founded the first and largest online Jamaican homeschool group, Homeschool Jamaica. She is a charter member of the Jamaica Association of Homeschoolers, JHS, and a 2018 recipient of the Young Leaders of the Americas Initiative U.S. Embassy Fellow. She holds a bachelor's in English from the University of the West Indies, postgraduate diploma in business education from the Micro University, and she is currently pursuing her master's in business administration, MBA. Please welcome, Jamellia Imani Blythe.
Good morning, Imani.
Good morning. Thank you for having me.
It's a pleasure.
Yeah, you're very welcome. Yes.
Because we have been seeking an educator for months. And when Flavius told me last night that, remember, that Jamellia is coming. I said, who's Jamellia? Him said, the educator. I said, yes. So,
Thank you, Flavius.
thanks for having you.
Yes, yes, I'm here.
Flavius, you want to take the honors? Since she's in the firing seat?
No, well, I should know this is not an interview. This is a chat session.
Yeah, sorry, it's a chat session. So sit
We
back,
have a
relax.
lot of things we have a lot of things that we have been thinking about and affecting us since COVID, and the whole everybody is now running to what you are doing. Everybody is running to homeschooling, or school at home, and online classes and all that, So if you can give us a brief overview of what is happening now. Because people are actually coming to your space.
Yes.
Basically.
Yes. So, basically, here in Jamaica, homeschool, that's not something that was quite popular, as you know, Flavius. And
Yeah.
I think you've my son before, Seth. So
Yes.
he's the why I entered into this wonderful world of homeschooling. But as an educator, I also saw an opportunity where provide a service, because they didn't have a service like this before. High Flyer Educational Services, and being
Yes.
exposed to homeschooling in the States, these things are a dime a dozen. For the US, you have over 2 million. Before the pandemic, you had over 2 million homeschoolers. And for the Black Americans, that was the fastest group of homeschoolers. Now, because
Okay.
we're having homeschooling is a new buzzword. And here in Jamaica, like around the world, you have a lot of people who are choosing homeschooling as a viable option, because they have seen where, one, people thought that it was only the affluent who would homeschool. So a lot of the myths that we had surrounding homeschooling, a lot of those myths are being addressed because people were forced to homeschool. So you find that you're going to have other businesses like mine popping up in Jamaica, which they are popping up because you have a need for tutors. You also have a need for you also have a need for um, consultants. So it's a whole new paradigm shift in the education system.
Okay.
Luckily, they say that who foresees rules. So
Mhm.
luckily for me, so I have taken a lot of beatings. I've had to defend homeschooling a lot when I was homeschooled. That is still being homeschooled,
Mhm.
but he's not homeschooled in Jamaica. He's homeschooled in the States. But I've had to defend it a whole lot. So now I'm happy. I'm not happy because of the COVID, but I'm happy that people are finally understanding the benefits of homeschooling rather than looking at it if we are dissident characters who don't want to be in the system. It's that's not the point. It's just that not all children will thrive in a mainstream setting. We're not designed to sit in a classroom from school without having much movement, much engagement. So
True.
it's just a form of
But
that.
but before you go on, how does that relate to the laws of the country re-education? Are there any special things that has to be done if you are going into this business? Or how does the education system, the education ministry, sees this?
Well, so in 2013 we were engaged. It's very much legal here in Jamaica. Um,
Okay.
so process where you register at the Ministry of Education, and they really started engaging the community in 2003 under the registrar, Mrs. Campbell. Right? So they really did start engaging. We have as an association, clearly you have to get organized, and that's what we have done in terms of forming an association, the Jamaica Association of Homeschoolers, of which I am a chartered member. And then we ensure that we write our policies so that ministry officials can also be guided. Because truth be told, a lot of them are not afraid with homeschooling. So if you're going to make laws and policies that will affect us, it would make sense to engage the community, and they have been engaging us. I know I've been in a meeting. I know I had a meeting. We met with the registrar. It was 2 weeks ago, and we have been in dialogue. They do support homeschooling, but one thing has happened is they have basically added a few things with the registration process where you have they have a list of guidelines that you basically have to follow. Um, for example, you have to submit a timetable. You have to submit the qualifications of whomever it is that's conducting the tutoring, whether it's the parent or you're going to hire a tutor. Um, but basically, it looks like a tedious process when you look at the application form, but it's actually quite easy, and they do guide you and give you assistance. And we also provide that assistance here at Highfire, just to allay some of the fears.
Jamila, let me ask you, do you get funding from the government as well?
Oh no, no,
No,
no, no! Everything is done out of it.
they don't
And
provide. But the curriculum is the same curriculum you
Not
follow.
not yet. Not yet. Hopefully, not yet.
yeah, it's not right.
But you,
When it comes to the curriculum, it really has to do with your choice as a parent.
oh,
Um,
really?
yes.
So,
So ministries, go ahead.
so what about meeting like the standard? Like the school system standard to make sure that the student is on the right
Mhm.
path.
Okay. So on the ministry, that's a very good question. On the ministry's website, you have a list of approved curriculums that they approve. So, for example, I didn't use the regular MOEs, which is the Ministry of Education's curriculum here in
Mm-hmm.
Jamaica.
Mm-hmm.
I'm a Christian, so I subscribe to those principles. So I used a Becca, which is an American curriculum.
Mm-hmm.
So you have a list of approved curriculum on their website. However, they do have a process where the education officer does visit the home.
Mm-hmm.
Um, that is, I know that for us, we have more. Currently, we have about 103 registered homeschoolers based on the statistics that ministry has given us in the last meeting. And
Mm-hmm.
clearly, it's to grow.
Mm-hmm.
So, in terms of having those education officers visiting the home,
Mm-hmm.
probably not everybody would get that visitation, right? But as it relates to accountability, you
Mm-hmm.
can register for national exams, and if it is that they need assistance, they give assistance as well. But that's the process. Visit the
Mm-hmm. All right. So, what's the criteria? Like, say, I want to open up a home school. What's the criteria that the Ministry of Education wants, or the standard?
Okay, so the ministry does stipulate that you have to be at least 2 levels above.
Mm-hmm.
So, in terms of credentials, they also require registration at the Ministry of Education.
Mm-hmm.
What else do they require? And of course, they require, like as I said, a timetable just for accountability.
Mm-hmm.
If you want to register, you have two ways of doing it though. You may want to homeschool as a parent,
Mm-hmm.
right? But you could also homeschool by hiring a tutor.
Mm-hmm.
You cannot go over 6 students.
Oh,
So
okay.
you have this new phenomenon basically called the homeschool pod. It's not new to us really, but it's you have a lot of pandemic pods
Mm-hmm.
popping up because people are realizing, listen, we can homeschool together as a group and
Okay.
have so, and that's perfectly legal.
Mm-hmm.
However, in America, you can't go over 6 students.
Mm-hmm.
Once you go over, then it is deemed a private school, and you have to register as an institution.
That's weird. That's the next question I was coming to, because I remember when I started out first at a private school, right? But
Yes,
it was basically in a yard back then,
yes.
and I'm looking at how the homes. I'm not familiar with the home school in Jamaica,
Mhm.
but I'm familiar with it in the US here.
Yes.
I know that some homeschool have one student, some have
Hmm.
two, three, four, five. I don't know. I don't know the limitation. But
Hmm.
but you said in Jamaica it's 6.
Yes.
Now the reason why I asked you first, about funding, because I'm figuring since it's following the Ministry of Education guidelines and using the curriculum, at least they don't have to give you like say 100%, but at least even 50%. That's something like a grant. Put it that way.
Yes.
I said this is to buy materials, whatever you need, etc., etc. Because it has to be hard.
Lunch.
It
Yeah,
ha-
lunch.
yeah, it has
Yeah.
to be hard coming from parents and the teacher as well to find supplies and lunch as well and snacks. Kids want snacks. As them get a like a 15 minutes break. So that's why I asked about the funding part of it. Now, what do you do then to gather funding?
Okay, so I'm going to answer I'm going to address the first part as it relates to funding.
Yeah.
They don't give funding, but what they do give is assistance for books. So in the regular primary school systems, they have free books. If you are a registered, because not all homeschoolers are registered, because some people they are quite turned off by the registration process,
Mm-hmm.
and then people they really don't want strangers coming into the home.
Mm-hmm.
Um, to their personal space.
Mm-hmm.
But uh, people do homeschooling for different reasons, and we've never had that situation in our network as an association, but you
Mm-hmm.
do have, they use homeschooling as a disguise to do abuse.
Mm-hmm.
So for
True,
me,
true.
monitoring is necessary, but you
Mm-hmm.
do have segments of persons who they don't want to register. So once you're registered at the ministry, you get books. It's not mandatory; they're not going to give it to you.
Mm-hmm.
Um, but you have to apply for it. Once you apply for it, they do make those kinds of accommodations.
Yeah.
One of the things I don't personally like is the fact that, for example, my son, he's advanced. They don't cater for that. So
Mm-hmm.
if you have a 6 year old and they're operating at a grade three, they're not going to give you grade three books. They're going to give you books for his age.
Mm-hmm.
So me, I never took books from the Ministry of Education. I just and as an educator, I have teachers, and I have friends, and I understand the system, so I know how to get the resources online.
Mm-hmm.
The free websites. Well, I tell people homeschooling doesn't have to be expensive. It can be as expensive as you want or as reasonable as you want, because you have so many free resources online. All you need is a printer, and even if you don't have a printer, screenshot those things. We have to use the technology to make our lives easier.
Mm-hmm. I
Oh,
think
oh, 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 what age you go up to?
Well, at High Flyer, what we really cater to are our teachers who are unemployed.
mm-hmm.
So we
You
cater
know,
to early childhood.
I'm talking about students, students.
Oh, we go up to college level. So if you need a tutor for calculus, we provide that as well.
Okay, okay, okay,
And
But
okay.
our core is homeschooling.
Jamila, one of the thing I'm looking at right now, because I'm looking at it. Say for instance, homeschool. I know some parents use homeschool because they might have a child who is autistic,
Yes,
right? And
yes.
they would rather that child stay at home and being tutored by bringing in a tutor and things like that. But for you, how many students are you tutoring right now? Homeschooling.
Right. So I don't have the numbers right now because every day we're growing. But what I can tell you, we
Mm-hmm.
have of parents who are awaiting to get a tutor from us.
Mm-hmm.
All all our 20 tutors are currently deployed.
Okay.
So it's a case where demand and supply. We don't
Mm-hmm.
have hiring new tutors.
And you have artistic students
Mm,
there as well?
We do. A matter of fact, we have a gift for that. I
Mm-hmm.
don't know. I'm not trained in special education, but we
Mm-hmm.
do we do have tutors who are trained in special education
Mm-hmm.
program. It does work, and we get a lot of referrals for autistic students.
You remember
okay.
Flavius? You remember there was a school. It was maybe I have the name wrong. I'm going to say it's still named Yellowbird. It's for diabetes, kids with
Yeah,
diabetes.
yeah.
Now, since we have Jamila, the question I'm gonna. I really don't want to ask you too much question. I want to chit chat. You tell me what's going on because people want to know who are listening right now. How if they're interested in it. How would they contact you, and the purpose of it. How good is it? How comfortable will their child be if that child, say, is suffering from diabetes and they don't want them to go into a crowded school environment and things like that? Because for them to administer taking their drugs and things like that, they're afraid that some student might make fun of them, things like that.
I see.
Yeah, so
All
that's
right.
that's why I'm putting these questions to because I see the good in it. You
Mm-hmm.
understand me? And you're a
Yeah,
professional. You're a
the name
professional.
is Champion Bird.
Yeah, Camp Yellowbird. And you're a
Mm.
professional. And I want
Yes.
people who are listening to us now, are viewing us live, say, wow, this is something I want my child to get involved in because I never know it available in Jamaica.
Yes. Pods and co-op are the easiest ways, and that's why I promote that.
Mm-hmm.
Because it is cheaper to do things. Group economics, it does work. As long as you have the same goals,
Mm-hmm.
work. You have the same expectations,
Mm-hmm.
it will. So group economics. If you have a set of parents who are in the same area or they're willing to drive to drop off, because you have to do it in regular schools. I live in um, St. Andrew, an area called the Lawrence Tavern, and
Mm-hmm.
people have to go to Kingston for school, and you
Mm-hmm.
pass so many primary schools, and I'm like, why is it that you have to do it for good schooling?
Mm-hmm.
So you form pods, you form co-ops, and you hire a tutor, and you ensure that you have. And we also do that training in terms of helping people to organize their pods,
Mm-hmm.
helping to hire their tutors,
Yeah.
because regular classroom tutor is very teacher is
Mm-hmm.
very different from over as a homeschool tutor.
Mm-hmm.
Classroom is very different, and not everybody wants to do that.
Yeah, that's
So
true.
you have expectations clear, and all of you agree to it, and you share the cost of the tutoring,
Mm-hmm.
and it will work.
Are you available to accept funds, donation, charity money? Like,
We
for instance, some people have some legacy money put on, and them say, man, them no one just dead and it got 2 years.
I'm a rural entrepreneur,
Eh?
and I'm a rural entrepreneur. I'm not based in Kingston, but most of our clients are in Kingston and St. Andrew.
Mm-hmm.
So right now, I'll take funding to help rural children.
Yeah. That's what I want to hear, Say, yes, man, you will take some
Yeah.
legacy money
Yes,
as long as a clean money, coming through.
as
You never know.
clean,
Yes.
clean, because because I serve the homeschooling community,
Mm-hmm.
but I said in Lawrence Tavern where a parent just decided that they're not sending their child back to school and they wanted me to homeschool. I
Yeah.
was interested into this industry. I never ever envisioned growing a business in the homeschooling industry, and it was just adamant. Listen, she comes to you in the evening.
Mm-hmm.
She is learning. She's not learning in school. I'm going to pull her. I'm like, sir, I don't homeschool other people's children. I only homeschool my son. I only teach in the evenings.
Oh,
I do.
okay.
And he's like, no, she's not going back. And the man wouldn't take no for an answer. So
Mm.
every time my man says, thank you, Mr. Stewart, wherever you are, for having the confidence in me. Because that's how it all started. One parent just decided that, listen, I'm getting my money's worth in the evening. It don't make sense to send this child to
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Well, it pay off. It paying off now because I
Yeah.
mean, you
tell
only
you.
need one student to start off with, and if that student is excelling, and other people going to see it, them going to say, boy, I wonder if my youth can go that school, or find out from you, the parent, which school you send him. I say, no, I homeschool him. Say, what?
Absolutely. Rural funding, definitely, because rural, number one,
Mm-hmm.
as it relates resources,
Mm-hmm.
devices, most of them were never engaged during the months of
Yeah.
March to June.
Yeah.
And a lot of them engaged because they don't have the money to purchase data. That's one. They
Mm-hmm.
don't even have the money to purchase a device. That's another. So
Mm-hmm.
my is really for rural children because I live in a rural area.
Yeah.
Primary, actually,
I'm gonna
we
I-
have
I'm gonna
in
tell you
Lawrence.
something. Worldwide. I'm talking about worldwide. Rural people always feel left out and always say them left out. And it's true. I'm not
Of
gonna
course,
deny
yes.
it. It's true.
Mhm.
But
Yes,
you have some people them really take it serious, that consider themselves the forgotten people. But
yes,
sometimes some of them need to reach out, get out of them comfort zone and see what is outside the box. and don't just figure say boy because them living in the rural area, nobody's looking. You have to push out, and that's what you did. Now, you
But
used
my
to what? Go ahead.
other thing would be I moved back home after attending university,
Mm-hmm.
right? When I said that, okay, I'm gonna live in Jamaica. I moved back home.
Mm-hmm.
No, not everybody will want to move back home, and that's the issue. When nobody's going back to help
Well,
rebuild.
if you can move back home and make it, everybody will do that. Be glad you move back home and make it. So we're going to
Well,
encourage people to do. I have some friends right now who are
I
dying.
moved back home to Franco.
Yeah, I have some friends right now who are dying to move back home. You understand me? Them know even not think about the violence. Because them said, sure, it's one section, them know the violence. They never forgot it. So,
Exactly.
and for see you moving back home and, become an educator for students in the rural area is very good. And,
Yeah,
and
oh
I'm
yeah.
hoping that authorities who are listening or people who are listening can tell them, say, here is a young lady who is doing something wonderful and we need to reach her. Actually, I'm looking at you. I'm listening to what you're saying and I'm thinking more or less, you could be a private school. That's how I'm looking at it. You could have a good private school. But I don't know what else you do during the day.
Well, to be honest,
Mm,
I people have been asking, but I, as a Christian,
mm-hmm,
I my calling, and I tell people actually I do assist people to start their own schools.
mm-hmm,
Even where I'm from in West Road, St. Andrew, one of
mm-hmm,
the best prep schools, I assisted that young lady to start it
mm-hmm,
couple years ago. But I don't think that's where my calling is. My calling is not to run schools. I
mm-hmm,
think my calling is more to help because I also train teachers across the region
mm-hmm.
how to teach online. I also train teachers how to utilize their gifts and their content to start their own tutoring business wherever it is that they live. So
Could
I
you
think I'm more
could you explain could you explain across the region?
okay. So, for example, I think it was in March, there was a company out of Antigua that approached me to
Okay.
teach online. So those teachers, it was over 200 teachers. So you had from Antigua, Trinidad and Tobago, Barbados, Antigua and Barbuda, Jamaica, Belize, Montserrat, a couple other islands as well.
That's good. Flavia, sir.
Well,
She's in the
did you
Caribbean.
did you know that you're on a Caribbean show?
Oh, yes, yes. I did my research. Yes.
Oh, oh, that's why I asked that question. I asked that question to ask from the beginning, but I just allow it to flow.
She said she.
As we
Okay.
are 150% Caribbean, So
Mm,
anything in the Caribbean, we love that. We love that.
strictly the
And I
Caribbean.
must add that I have a special program where I cater to persons within the diaspora. So basically, we do online tutoring
Mm-hmm.
for first generation, whether it's American, Canadian, or people from the UK, because they want to have an authentic Caribbean tutor. So I've taught, and my team, we have taught reading online, math online, any subject online. It's also cheaper for them because we charge 20 US per hour, and you're getting that cultural exchange. So when I'm in my home in Lawrence Tavern and I'm teaching a student in Georgia, and I can say, okay, I'm doing it from outside, and I would show him the mountains, and he's like, wow, that's so beautiful. And I would ask
Oh,
him, do you know anything about Jamaica? So you basically do a cultural exchange while you're teaching the subject area.
Wonderful, wonderful, wonderful. Which
this is
brought,
getting better and better, Franco.
yeah, which bring me to this. Talk to me about. You keep mentioning about we. How many
Yes.
people consist of your team? Talk to me about that.
Okay. We have a very small team. So
Mm-hmm.
it's typically four of us.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, and then because of the pandemic and the contract I got out of Antigua,
Mm-hmm.
I had my bride sisters on board.
Mm-hmm.
So my sisters, Dr. Blythe, who is based in the United States,
Mm-hmm.
and my here in Jamaica, who is an assistant head of department at a community college here in Jamaica. So
Mm-hmm.
I just brought them on board because they are also educators,
Mm-hmm.
um, to basically strengthen my team because clearly we both know. No,
Me go look some legacy money for you, Jano. Because the rural youths them looking at it, Jamila. I'm gonna be
Big,
honest with you. Yeah, I'm gonna be honest with you. Looking at it, you're doing a one. What your favorite word, Flavius? Terrific job.
yeah, oh yeah.
thank
And
you.
there's no way I can thank you, but to see if I can seek funding,
Yeah.
check around some people and ask them, because I know, not because it's a home school, but there's a lot of rural parents, family who can't afford to give them kids not even breakfast in the morning to send them to
Absolutely,
school.
absolutely,
You
absolutely.
understand me? And even if it's something we're going to give you a little lunch program, a little snack program, I'm going to check it out. We're going to check it out. Flavius and I going to check it out and make sure.
Definitely.
Because some legacy money there, enough legacy money there, man. Some of them.
I have another question for you. For your artist students, have you been employing like games with them?
So one of the main ways for not just autistic students, but students on a whole,
Mm-hmm.
if they're not
Yes.
having fun, sometimes learning becomes very difficult.
Mm-hmm.
So one of the things that we always ensure that tutors do with our lesson plan,
Mm-hmm.
there are activities. It cannot be just worksheets and workbooks. It
Yeah.
has to There has to be an activity base in that lesson, whether it's special needs or not. Because okay, so the template of my business basically came off me interacting with my son,
Mm-hmm.
who people don't realize that gifted children are also children with special needs.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, very much
Um,
so. Yes.
Yeah.
exactly. And people also think that because he's gifted, you don't have any issues. Not
Mm-hmm.
true. Not true.
A whole heap of
No,
issues, man. That's true.
Yes. Mm.
and when you're homeschooling, you need support. And his
Mm-hmm.
grandma has been a support for me
Mm-hmm.
in terms of allowing me to grow this business because when I'm out looking clients and dealing with clients, I needed someone to hold that fort for me while I was out.
Well
So
on the
she
foot.
support is very integral when you're homeschooling, and that's a reason. That's one of the main reasons why a lot of people don't engage it. They
Mm-hmm.
don't have this, and that is why doing a homeschool co-op
Mm-hmm.
or a homeschool pod is
Mm.
very important because you get the support of the parents and other expertise.
True, true. Jamila, do you put
Why
on?
I asked that, let me just finish this point here.
Mm-hmm.
Why I asked that question is because some time ago I had approached the micro slow learners and gifted child. You know that school, right? On the micro have a slow learner and gifted child department.
Yes.
And I had approached them and introduced them to Domino's.
Oh,
And yes, it's a very serious teaching aid. It went over very well with them
okay.
at the
Listen,
time.
Yeah, kind
um, definitely. You can introduce that to me, Flavius, because I just learned how to play domino, and the minute
Well,
my the minute my friend's husband taught me on spot, I won 3 games consecutively. And right there, Flavius, on the beach at Hellshire, I said to them, I need to put this in my program for critical thinking.
Let me give you a round of
no,
applause for that. You win 3 consecutive games. That's good.
yeah, it is the greatest thing for. I like how you make association immediately. It is perfect for critical thinking.
Mm-hmm.
Perfect, perfect,
Because
perfect.
I would always tell them I don't know how to play domino because nobody really taught me. And once he explained the concept, I just ran with it. I said, no.
Jamila, you and I are the same thing. I don't know if I play domino. I just match and I get lucky sometimes. That's it.
Well, well, the argument is, Franco, if you don't match, you'll
Mm.
quote the game.
Okay.
So I only match two.
Mm.
I only match two.
Jamila, I'm listening to you, but do you put together like a conference with your teams of people
Ah,
and other homeschool parents, clients,
Right. So I'm happy you asked. I'm everything homeschooling,
Mm-hmm.
and I've worked assiduously to help grow the community.
Mm-hmm.
And we are at a point where we have an organization.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, so last year, I started the first homeschool conference.
Good, good.
wow.
But clearly, because of the budget,
Mm-hmm.
but he was just there telling me. And of course, as a Christian, I ascribe that to the Holy Spirit.
Mm-hmm.
You need to do the conference this year.
Mm-hmm.
And basically asked my clients, okay, can you sponsor this? Can you sponsor that? And basically, we did that conference not out of pocket, but based on the connections we have in terms of the clients who see the work that I'm doing and say, yeah, man, we'll do that.
Mm-hmm.
So here we're having the conference again, but it is now under Jamaica Association of Homeschoolers, right?
Okay.
Okay.
A starter. So I'll start just to get things moving and then put it under the association.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Now this year it is under the Jamaica Association of Homeschoolers, and we are growing. It's the 26th of November. It's
Mm-hmm.
going to be a virtual conference,
Wow.
and of course the details to Flavius when everything is finalized. But
Yeah.
yes, as it relates to
But you know that
so go ahead.
you know that events is my thing, right? So if you need any assistance, I'm here.
I'll definitely reach out to you. Definitely, definitely. But as it relates to High Flyer, being in the education system in the public part,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
is things that I saw where we were lacking. So I made sure when I started High Flyer, I focus a lot on training. Also, being in Heart Trust, they're the main training agency
Mm-hmm.
here in Japan, and learning, a thing or two there. Training is important. So
True.
I ensure my people, we even though we're spread across the island, we always do virtual training. This past Sunday evening, we did a training called the Tutor, the Communicator, and
Oh,
tonight we have a training, and week after next, I have a client who is in the insurance business to do a training also. How to manage your finances as a tutor, how to
Mm-hmm.
budget, things like that. As a tutor, a lot of them are self-employed. How do you do your
yeah.
NIS, your HSC, things like that? Because for me, if you are not comfortable as a person, if you're not going to perform on the job. So I take care of my people. People first.
Jamila, I know it's a very sticky question, but it's sensitive for parents. Now, when it comes to background check, like for instance, if somebody is a homeschooled teacher,
Yes.
not as I said that many of them want to register.
Yes.
So you would recommend parents only send their child to a registered homeschool institution or
Um,
person?
so when you look at the homeschool, the child has to be registered,
Mm-hmm.
not the tutor. The child has to be registered, not the tutor. Because a parent can basically hire a college graduate to teach the children.
Mm-hmm.
So they don't have to be registered.
But wouldn't you want to know the background of that person who went to your child as well?
So one of the things I do recommend,
Mm-hmm.
if bring a tutor out of the Gleaner, because I've had parents come to me with those issues. They hire a tutor out of the paper, and the tutor turns up whenever they want. No, for us, there is accountability because we are running a business. You may have a client who they don't want a third party involved. They can hire their own tutor and pay them whatever it is that they want, and them because they can monitor them if they want. So in that regard, you do your background check. Have them submit a resume. Everybody have references. For me,
or if they're in the database. What I'm thinking is like there's a register for each tutor. Whether I don't care what level you do it on. There should be like a database where a person registers, say, yes, I'm a tutor. So if I need this service or her service, I can go into that database and I can find and say, all right. And if I need to go further, to see if they have a criminal record or whatever. Because, mark you, people can come like a sheep, but it's a wolf in sheep clothing.
Absolutely. So for us at High Flyer, we do that because of our clientele that we serve. We do. But the regular person just basically hiring out of a paper, they don't. But you can ask them to do a police record. So, or you can pay for it.
Okay.
Depends. But here in Jamaica, tutoring is quite informal. Even the very system of teachers, my dear. The Jamaican bill, I know they have formed an institution where teachers ought to be registered. But under the you as a private teacher, you don't have to register. Because I've teach them before, and it's basically public teachers, because I am registered with the JTC coming out of the public system. But once you're doing private thing, you don't have to register because it's an informal industry, pretty much like a lot of places in the world.
How long have you been out of public teaching?
Well, I just left my contract job at the Heart Trust last year, May, and I went back into full-time entrepreneurship last year, May. Very good, but very good timing.
I see you had a sting at Charles Smith High School.
That was my first teaching job here in Jamaica.
When you came back or before you left?
When I came home.
Okay.
And then I chose Charlie Smith specifically because, remember, I'm a rural girl. I went to a high school, lived in Houston for a while, or basically lived in two places, basically. Or live in two places, right? So I just wanted to feel how the because I would hear names, songs.
I figured that, I figured that.
Go down there. They're like, you going down there? All sort of thing. And because Seth was a couple months old as well. No, man, nice young girl like you just have a baby. No, don't go down there. But I was just curious.
What was it like there? Was it, teaching there?
The children are very lovable and love. Right? Easy to love those children, and they're very loving because a lot of them get the affection they need.
Exactly.
So whenever I would travel, every time I travel, I would take back gifts for them. Every time. Administration wise, that was the issue. But basically, like a lot of schools here in Jamaica, but how I was received was also my first time I encountered a shootout with a gun.
Okay.
So I on the floor in the science lab, and it was an experience.
And you never tell yourself, say, I ain't coming back. No, right?
Listen, not at all. I mean, I was young and adventurous, So.
Wanted to see the inner city life, That's good. That's good. That's good, man. I love that.
The first time I was there at night, it was so vivid. the people were just so alive, and the place was just bright and shiny, and the music and the people. It was just like Christmas all over.
I'm telling you.
Mm-hmm.
Different from uptown, man. It's the total different thing from uptown. You know.
Very different.
But I'm
Very
glad.
different.
I'm glad you went there and you see for yourself first and the difference than hearing people saying, "Oh, you know, them place
Oh,
the
yeah.
bad," and you know.
Don't go there. Don't go there. No. Yeah.
I'm glad. I'm glad. I'm glad.
Funny enough, I remember because I'm a teacher by default. So I went to UA, did a degree, and then when I came back, I
You're breaking up a little bit. I think we're breaking up a little bit, Flavius.
Yeah.
Let me
I
see.
just send you.
Huh?
I just send you. I send you an email. You see. Send that document to her for me.
Okay.
Mm.
You're back. You're back with us.
am back.
All right.
Rural internet.
Yes, yes.
Rural internet. Yeah.
That's the biggest thing.
Hey,
That's the biggest thing on our agenda right now.
you know, I was saying to Flavius early this morning before before we came on the air. So now is the time you guys must strike the iron and strike it hard, so that the Minister of Technology can make sure that is the first thing on his agenda, to make sure internet spread wide and far in Jamaica. And it must start from the rural area and come out back into the city, because the city already have enough.
Yeah.
Yes.
You know, so that's
the same problem that you're having. I mean, I have it in a bad way, but you know.
Yes.
We have to
Because
try
that
and
was one of the that was my thing about moving back home. I'm like, Lord, how can you want me to go back home and I need the internet to do my business? You know, I've been having home from before COVID, because for the most part, they're spread across the island. I have to communicate via internet and phone. So that's really what I need. But God is good. Somebody is doing something in our area, a small entrepreneur. And
okay, that's good.
is that some regulation or something, and then they are no more. You know, this constant fight with the giants.
Yeah.
So this person who's doing something is a cable station?
It's no, they just do strictly internet.
Okay. Okay. That's good. That's good.
Very good. It's better than the other one that I've had.
Yeah.
The giant that I've had.
I mean, some people should be doing something up here, but them taking quite a few years now.
You know, I'm fortunate, but I'm glad I have you guys here this morning in Jamaica. So for our viewers this morning who are listening, Jamellia is all the way from St. Andrew, and Flavius is all the way in St. Mary.
Are you from Lawrence 7?
Yes, I am.
I've been up there. I've been up there many
times. I have very close ties to Lawrence 7.
Yes, you are. Yes, you are. But my parents are originally from Westmoreland.
Oh, Westmoreland.
Okay. In fact, my father met my mother in Lawrence 7. Yep. So many years ago.
Where was he going? On the peak? He was heading.
No, man. He used to work there. He was a public health inspector.
Okay. Back in the days,
I was conceived in Lawrence 7.
Hey, I see.
Pop story, give me, man.
Yeah, man. My mother came from Mount Industry, which is just up the road from Lawrence 7. But it's over into St. Catherine.
Oh,
yeah.
It's very close to it. Very close.
Flavius, man. No, that is don't we came to St. Catherine already, man, Charles and I?
Yes, man.
Yeah, man. Let me not tell you, man. But anyway, Jamellia, I'm glad we have you this morning, and we want you to keep in touch with us. I know Flavius will definitely make sure of that.
Yeah.
Hear about those nose, yeah,
Yeah.
definitely.
And I would definitely can have her back, because I'm very interested, especially in your expansion into the Caribbean.
Okay. God has
Because
been good.
I see the region as one place. If you listen to the show, you know that I figure that Caribbean people are one people,
So
and
do
we are
I.
in one space. We are in one space, and we have to treat it as such. So it's
Absolutely.
glad that reaching out and doing business. Because there's a lot of people trying for us not to do business around the Caribbean. The airline people, the banking people, and the internet people. They're
Yes.
doing everything to subdue us. So we have to fight and get. In fact, yesterday morning and this morning, what did you know featured when the telegraph came to the Caribbean, and that's the same foundation we are on. So I see no reason why we should be having this kind of internet and all these high price airfares and all of that. It don't make any sense.
That's
True.
Don't
true.
make any sense because I have spoken to like Flo and Digicel on numerous occasions, and my question is, how is it? How is it that you are calling on your own network and it's more expensive than calling the United States on other people's network? I still to get an answer, and I still can't understand it. And these are things that we need to rectify immediately
That's true,
for
man.
us to go forward. Because your business is vital. It's vital, and you should be able to do it all around the Caribbean and elsewhere easily. It shouldn't be a
Yeah.
fight. But right now, everything that like you me talking on the program every morning, it's a fight because I am using mobile internet, which is the most unreliable and most expensive.
Yes.
So we need to change this quickly, quickly. So we're gonna be doing everything that we can to see how we can foster change or get something out there that people will look at quickly and say, yes, this is true. We need to do this quickly.
Yeah, that's true.
Because where you live is actually in the middle of Kingston. A few minutes and you reach Kingston.
Mm-hmm.
But you don't
Yeah.
have any facility that Kingston has.
Yep.
That is so ridiculous. Totally ridiculous. When you reach Constant Spring and going up Long Lane, everything changed.
Yes. Yes.
You don't have
Definitely.
no service again. Yeah. And we need to look at these things seriously, man. We need to move quickly. We have a new government, it's a new time. Let's move. Let's move on it.
That is
But
true.
I'm very happy for you. I didn't even know that you went into this thing at this level. I know you usually homeschool your son, but this is really fantastic.
Thank you.
Really, really fantastic. Yeah, man. Really fantastic.
Yeah, we want to thank you for taking time out and for being here with us. And we look forward to seeing you again.
Thank you so
Yes,
much.
and anytime you have anything to put out, any promotion, anything, just send it to us,
Most definitely.
and we will deal with it.
Thank you so much.
And you have a wonderful
Okay.
day. You have a wonderful day, Jamellia.
Bless
Yeah,
you. Bless
Franco's
you.
gonna send you. Franco's gonna send you a Gleaner clip
Yes.
of me handing over dominoes to the micro school.
Okay. And I
That
certainly
is,
I'll do a pop-up with that.
that was about what? That was probably about 20 years ago, 20 or more.
Oh.
Yep. All right. So we
So
thank you
much.
very much.
All right, Jamellia, have a pleasant day. She gone. Yes, man, that's good. That's
Yeah.
good. That's good. Homeschool. So for
Yeah,
those of
man.
you who have just joined us, welcome to the Real Stuff Podcast. And our guest this morning was none other than Miss Jamellia Imani Blythe. And you know, Flavius, I know a couple kids who homeschool in the US, and
Okay.
some of them love it. Some don't
Mm-hmm.
because of the interaction, you know. But anyway, it's improving, and it has improved a lot because they get
Oh,
to
yes.
interact. You know, some of them even get the opportunity of graduating with a high school close to their homes.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
so
Okay.
they are not really
Mm-hmm.
left out.
Yeah.
Anyway, I want to send birthday greetings this morning to my brother from another
Okay.
mother, all the way in Trinidad and Tobago. Sabi, happy birthday to you, my brother. I know it's been a while, but you know, we're blood for life. And also, Arthur wants to send birthday greetings to someone as well. So let me bring in Arthur again. Boy, Arthur play some vital role, you know. Go ahead, Arthur.
Birthday greetings to Christina Alexander, who celebrates her 21st birthday today. Have a joyful day and stay safe.
Yes, so happy birthday, Tina. Coming to you from Arthur, myself, your family, and everyone who love you. Enjoy. Now you have the license to drink. Drink responsibly. That's what go in the US. You're 21,
Yeah.
you can drink,
Yeah.
but drink responsibly.
Yeah.
And I wish you all the best in your career and in your education. Love you. So Flavius, another,
Mm-hmm.
why would I say, another terrific morning, you
Oh,
know,
yeah.
from vital
Yeah,
information.
very, very energetic, yeah, man. Very, very informative.
And tomorrow you have
Very good.
we have a one
Very good.
we have another special guest tomorrow. Oh, you're a good brethren there.
Hello?
I said tomorrow we have your good
Yes,
brethren.
tomorrow we're having. Yeah, tomorrow we're starting our cooking segment. Cook and Curry, the Caribbean cuisine cooking show. And we start with a man who is been in this cooking business for, I would imagine about 30, 35, 40 years.
Wow.
Usually run Tops Chicken in Kingston,
Eh,
and still does a catering.
wow.
But now he has a place in St. Mary, Tapioca,
Mm-hmm.
which is famous for its food and lodgings. And they have another section on it now where they're interacting.
Mm-hmm.
I can attest that the food is worth traveling miles for.
Likewise.
That I can tell you.
I can attest
Wonderful.
to it. I can attest to it as well.
Yeah, wonderful, wonderful food. Atmosphere, really, really superb.
Mm-hmm.
So he's going to lend his experience of this cooking to us. Plus, he's also going to be working with us. He's now the president, or he has been retained as president for the 4-H club in St. Mary for the next 2 years.
Okay.
So we're going to get them to come on also, the young people to come on also
Mm-hmm.
with the cook from the 4-H. Kind of the 4-H is big into culture and food and all of that.
Mm-hmm.
And these are kids, you know.
Yeah.
So we're not keeping it to us old guys, you know. We're getting kids in there in a big way also.
Mm-hmm.
So we can pitch it up, and we can make it very Caribbean.
Make
You know,
it
and I'm
work.
speaking to
We'll make it work. We'll make it work.
I'm speaking to him about 4-H within the Caribbean. So that we're going to investigate also.
Mm-hmm.
So there's a lot of things that is coming up that we are trying to push up. We have a few like 5-part series
Mm-hmm.
that we want to start shortly. So we're putting them together now. So you will hear more as we go ahead.
And since you're on the subject of food, I'm going to give you this morning the fruits. And the fruits this morning, because we've been trying to give you guys a variety of stuff, food, fruits, interesting facts and things from the Caribbean as much as possible. So one of the things we're going to ask you guys to do is, if you know of anything or any person,
Your favorite fruit
in the Caribbean, anything in the Caribbean, just drop us a text and we will take it from there. Drop us a text with the information, what you would like to hear as well, or more of what you think, we can give you and others so that you can participate as well. So the fruit this morning that we're going to talk about, we're going to give you some interesting facts on and nutritious facts is the mangoes. Take it away, Arthur.
Mango is a stone fruit produced from numerous species of tropical trees belonging to the flowering plant genus Mangifera, cultivated mostly for their edible fruit. Most of these species are found in nature as wild mangoes. The genus belongs to the cashew family Anacardiaceae. Nutrients. The energy value per 100 grams, 3.5 ounces, serving of the common mango is 250 kilojoules, 60 kilocalories, and that of the apple mango is slightly higher, 330 kilojoules, 79 kilocalories, per 100 grams. Fresh mango contains a variety of nutrients, right table, but only vitamin C and folate are in significant amounts of the daily value as 44% and 11%, respectively. I am Arthur reporting for the Real Stuff podcast. Have a great day.
Yeah, you is Flavius.
Yeah, mango in, yeah man. Mangoes, you can't beat mango.
And so we come to the end of another show. But before we get out of here, want you to remember to like, share, and subscribe. Do that. Like, share, and subscribe. 3 things. Like, share, and subscribe.
No, 4. We need to hit the bell. When you hit the bell, all our podcasts, you'll be notified immediately as we post something or the show starts.
I left that one there for you. If you hit the bell.
Hit the bell, hit the bell, let the bell ring, man, let the bell ring.
We left the bell part for you.
Every morning you wake up, you will see something in your inbox.
Yeah.
This stuff is live.
So
that's what's in your inbox. The real stuff is live. You tap on it, and you are with us. You are with us.
So it's time for us to say bye-bye. So as always, take care of yourself, your loved ones. Always remember, prayer do changes things, regardless of what religion you belong to. You must pray, continue to pray, and keep hope alive.
Yes, folks, remember R&D. R&D, we are living with R&D now. Respect and discipline. Both of them work together to help us, to assist us. Very important. Very, very important. So until tomorrow, let's get out of here.
Tafina to take us out.
Well, unfortunately, this is it. Till next time. Bless.
All you gotta do is just speak. One word is enough, and I'm no longer so rough. I forget what I was trying to say. I no longer do what I was gonna do, but you're no good for me. That's why me know I said me if it could flee. Me I fi take away me say. Me I fi take away me say. Me I fi hide like a thief in the night. Me I fi get out the side. Me I fi take away me say. I fi relationship I'm gonna desist. But how can I face you when all I wanna do is just taste you? I know you think I play me, but soon you're gonna see the light of day. Just relax, don't move an inch. I'll be gone in a pinch. May I feel take away myself. May I feel take away myself. May I feel I like a thief in the night. May I forget out of sight. May I feel take away myself.
Well, unfortunately, this is it. Till next time. Bless.
Show the eye a clean pair of heels. I say, hey, whoa, take away myself. Whoa, the sound of your voice makes me weak. All you gotta do is just speak. One word is enough, and I'm no longer so rough. I forget what I was trying to say. I no longer do what I was gonna do, but you're no good for me. That's why me know what set me a figure flee. May I feel take away myself. May I feel take away myself. May I feel I like a thief in the night. May I forget all the sight. I feel take away myself. I feel take away myself. I have to utilize I wheels. Show the eye clean pair of heels. I said, yeah. I find you very hard to resist, but this relationship I'm gonna desist. But how can I face you when all I wanna do is just taste you? I know you think I play, but soon you're gonna see the light of day. Just relax, don't move an inch.
Well, unfortunately, this is it. Till next time. Bless.
May I feel take away myself. May I feel I like a thief in the night. May I forget all the sight. May I feel take away myself. Take away myself. I have to utilize I wheels. Show the eye a clean pair of heels. I say,
Well, unfortunately, this is it. Till next time. Bless.
Sayonara, that hot girl gone through the door.